Number 3, no other discipline concentrates as much on the effects of ambiguity of individual words and phrases. The law takes common words and gives them uncommon meaning for specific purposes. For example, to a philosopher, to a psychiatrist, or a historian, the word intent raises possibilities of meaning that are without boundaries, or at least with boundaries that shift from particular experiences to particular experience. The law cannot afford such liberality or such lack of control where intent is concerned. While the philosophy, psychiatrist, or historian can continue to ponder, the judge has to come to some conclusion that favors either the plaintiff or the defendant. Such a word as intent gets its legal meaning through statute or through legal precedent in court cases, and once the meaning is defined, it must remain so until changed by some other legislative or judicial ruling. Intent must have a narrow meaning in law in order for judges to use it. Therefore, a great deal of legal argument and negotiation concentrates on finding the reason why someone, a judge, a client, an adversary, another party to an agreement, should be willing to accept one's particular interpretation of a particular word or phrase. In order to find these reasons, one must be able to perceive as many of the Latin ambiguities in words and phrases as possible. Then, by defining away the ambiguities, one can limit the possibilities of accidental or intentional misinterpretation by others. There may even be occasions when a lawyer wants to strive for what I call anti-precision, leaving often the possibility for reinterpreting the letter of the law to cope with the future unforeseeable circumstances, while keeping its spirit intact. The U.S. Constitution is a supreme example of such anti-precision. The analysis of poetry affords students excellent practice at spotting and working through ambiguities. In other undergraduate disciplines, the presence of ambiguity often leads to mere confusion. But in the analysis of poetry, one can almost equate the richness of ambiguity, a positive word, not to be confused with the negative quality of obscurity, with the greatness or the depth of poetry. The larger the number of possible responses that a poem engenders, the larger the audience to which it will continue to appeal over time. Much of the study of poetry concentrates on discerning these ambiguities. Take, for example, a couplet in Alexander Pope's Epistle to a Lady, describing old female socialites at a ball. Still round and round the ghosts of beauty glide, and haunt the places where their honor died. I would argue that the ghostly haunting quality of these lines comes from their richness of ambiguity, even though the multiple meanings cannot be sensed consciously on first reading, or kept in mind simultaneously on rereading. Learning how to look hard at words and their combinations, learning how to play with them and explore possibilities beyond the ones perceived at first impression, will train the mind to deal with common language in the uncommon ways necessitated by the study of law. George D. Gopen.